Hey everybody, here is a highly requested slow cooker recipe that you all been after. I'm going to show you how to make beef avocado tacos in the slow cooker. So I'm going to show you this in my GeekChef pressure cooker, but we're going to be using the slow cooker function because I got a lot of requests on how to make something in the slow cooker. So I'm going to start by putting my pressure cooker on the saute function on the highest setting, which is 390. So we're going to begin on the stove. If you guys don't have a saute function, we're going to begin on the stove. We're going to sear the outside of our meat first. Now, if you don't want to sear the outside of your meat and you just want to throw everything in and cook it, you can. But searing the meat just gives it so much more flavor and juiciness and tenderness. And so I'm going to season just the outsides liberally with just salt, pepper, paprika, and a little bit of cumin. So what I'm going to do is just sear the outsides. And my roast is at room temp. So I'm just going to let that sit in that hot olive oil that we added. And there was about 4 tablespoons of olive oil. And we're going to sear the outsides for about 4 to 5 minutes and turning it. So it's been about 3 minutes or so. I'm going to attempt to lift it up. So it releases easily. That's a good indication that it has seared. So I'm going to flip it over, sear the bottom, and then I'm going to turn it to the side and sear the sides. So we're going to completely sear all of the outsides. So I've seared all the outsides of my beef here. So the rest of the ingredients is my water, my salsa, and then I have here some onions and peppers. You can use whatever type of onions and peppers you want. I just had a mix of orange and red bell peppers. A generous amount of freshly chopped garlic. Then I have here some bay leaves. So I'm going to add a bay leaf. And just one big bay leaf. We're going to fish that out later. So I'm just going to mix everything around a bit. Make sure all the meat is coated. Because I'm using a pressure cooker, I'm going to leave it in the venting position. If you're using an ordinary slow cooker, then, you know, just put your lid on. So what I'm going to do is put it on the slow cooker function. And then we're going to slow cook this for 8 hours. So I'm going to open up my pressure cooker here and see how it looks. So it looks tender. Actually, it's just falling apart. So I had let it cook for a total of 9 hours and 15 minutes. So this is pretty much fork tender. So I'm going to finish pulling all this apart. And then I'm going to show you how to serve the taco. So what I'm going to do is just take some of my shredded beef. I left it, you know, some nice size pieces. And I'm going to have here some either whole wheat tortilla shells. I just sort of toasted it on the stove and a griddle with a little bit of olive oil. So I'm going to place some of that meat down the middle of the taco shells. And then what I'm going to do is take a spoon, a slotted spoon, and I'm going to scoop out some of the onions and peppers that's down in here. So now my next step is I'm going to place on some of my Mexican cheese. I usually don't use pre-shredded cheese, but just for this particular recipe I did, and I'm using, this is called quesadilla Mexican style melting cheese. So you can use, if you want to use queso blanco and shred it yourself, you can. Then the next thing I'm going to do is put some sour cream on top. And then I have some avocado that I've already sliced. I'm just gonna peel the peeling off. Anyway, piece of avocado on top. And then finally, I'm gonna shake on a little bit of hot sauce. So here it is, everyone, our beef and avocado tacos. So I'm gonna just grab one for us to try. This is so amazing. The flavors from this is absolutely wonderful. This is so delicious with the avocado inside of this. The meat is so super tender. This is made in our slow cooker. This is an excellent, excellent, excellent taco. Guys, please add this video to your playlist and give me a thumbs up. Also subscribe if you aren't subscribed. And leave a comment or request if you have any. And remember to live and be well. Let's do what we can to come together to love one another. And I appreciate all of you guys who purchase items from my Amazon wish list. Thank you so much for your support.